Hey guys, what's up? It's NGYGO. Just want to start out this video by saying thanks to all those at this past Salem regional who came up to me, maybe didn't know the channel, who I was, but said hi anyways and was curious to see me at Top Tables playing Regenesis. So shout out to you guys. Like, comment, subscribe before we get into the deck profile and kind of future thoughts. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video, guys. Thanks. All right, guys. So let's get into it. So yeah, we took Regenesis Kashtira to our Salem regional here, and we performed pretty well with it. The only thing that I would say about this experience was that the deck took me into time a little more than I thought it would, and that led to some close games, close calls, and preferably next time not the same. But overall, the deck actually performed very well. Like the list I had prepared very well into the meta, and all the hand traps I had felt very effective. And I didn't run into any consistency issues, really. The only breaking, quote-unquote, I had was when I had pure Kashtira, which at that point, it was just Kashtira control, right? Which is good, because that engine is enough to contain the meta at the point, which felt awesome. So, yeah, let's get a deck profile real quick, and then I'll just explain some cards later. So, I won't explain them as we go along. I'll explain them at the end, but I'll just show you the cards I played. So, real quick, 3 Mole Charmy Fulos. Yeah, we'll just put these off to the side. 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring to counteract the Prelias. 3 Droll and Lockbird, also kind of explanatory. Yeah, we'll talk about how they performed in a second here after we're done with the deck profile. 3 Ghost Bell, Haunted Mansion. Loved this card. Really loved it. And then that's it for the hand traps. So then we got 3 Regenesis Archfiend. This felt really good as well. Turn up the brightness here. There we go. Yeah, Regenesis Archfiend. Obviously, your main searcher. This felt amazing to play and see. And then we got Lord, Sage, Dragon, and Warrior. And then our honorary Regenesis card, the replica card, LAD. Shininess is kind of put it off there, but yeah, we got Warrior, Dragon, like just your basic engine, right? I'll get into LAD too at some point later, like right when I finish this here. I'll explain how I was able to use that successfully. 3 Kashtira Fenner, also standard for the build, and naturally, the reason why you're playing the engine together is because of this guy. Unicorn, just really good. The trap, because you have to. It's good. I think I'm still playing the trap even after the new support. 3 of the Regenesis spell card is actually insanely good in the deck. It's like really broken, especially turn 3. When you go first even. So really good. And then obviously your 3 code. You're not going to not play code. It's an e-tele for the deck. You don't really care if it locks you out of the extra deck. 3 Wraiths off because yeah, it's Wraiths off, right? Get your search Unicorn. Unicorn means it's 2-card combo. So, like you see this or Unicorn plus your Regenesis, good. You're starting. 1 Birth, 1 Theosis, 1 Pot. Put Pot over here to show off the QCR. 1 Pot, 1 Birth, and then our 1 Tactics. Best card in the game by far. This card is like wins games. It's insanely good. I had somebody thrust into this when I Chaos Hunter them, and I lost because of that, because they ripped my secondary engine. So, yeah, this card's just broken. It needs to be banned. I think putting it at 1 was a mistake. I'll probably try to sell it. But, yeah, advanced format, this card's a mistake. I don't know how this card was ever at 3. So good. But, yeah. Now people aren't really trying to worry about playing into tactics. I think it has actually ironically become even better because you're getting sacked by it. So that's the main deck at 40, even 40. Extra deck, 1 Almirage, 1 IP, 1 SP. That's like the links, and then I also kind of threw in an Access Code Talker in there along with an Underworld Goddess. So, you know, you don't really use these a lot, but the idea was you have a hand trap that you can normal make into this and then make an SP more offensively, right? I did go and do IP a couple times, which I can show that if you guys want. But yeah, and then we had a big eye in here. I made this a couple times. Shinker Era, Flare Metal Dragon. I'll put that up here because my favorite card of all time. Zeus's cousin. And then I was playing the Dry. I never made it, but in theory it's fine, right? If you play Valor especially. But that was that lineup. Now I want to mention something real quick. There were actually a bunch of cards I did not use, and thus I am taking them out. So I'm going to mention these. They were, in theory, for the rank 8s. What is his name? Hope Harbinger, right? Dingirsu, Hope Harbinger, Coach King I didn't have in. I do Maron and Draglubion. So this was like the rank 8 package, right? Obviously, in theory is fine if you can make your rank 8s, but I couldn't make him enough. It was more the 7s that I made. So he actually came out more than these guys did. So in hindsight, not worth it playing this package. I don't think it's great, especially since you're trying to break the board. This guy's fine if you want to throw him in. Like, he feels a little win more. But like in time, if you have a bunch of 8s and you can't make Flare Metal, he just kind of makes sense. Although I think there's only 2 8s, so I don't think you're ever making this, making him realistically in the deck. So instead, before I get into changes, I guess I'll get into the changes for the other 3 to 4 extra deck cards. So Flare Metal I'll still leave up here for you guys to observe. But I'll talk about the hand traps now. So Fua was insane all day. Fua is like one of the best hand traps in the game. You need to be playing this in the main for sure. I definitely cannot afford to not play this in the main. Hits everything. Ash, I think also you need to be main decking like these 2 cards, but it's mainly not even Ash to stop your opponent. It's mainly Ash to stop this, right? Like that is the biggest use of Ash right now, and I think it's warranted playing. So like this should take up 6 of your non-engine slots right now. Another non-engine slot I thought was mandatory was Droll, and Droll every time I used it felt amazing. It felt way easier to play into boards. I felt like it affected my opponent and sometimes even won me the game almost outright. I didn't see Droll as much as I would have liked to yesterday, but you know, it was good. And then 3 Bell for the last set of hand traps. I was struggling to find, like, since this is the only spot, the last 3 that I could fit in the deck, and I didn't want to throw like just an Imperm or a Veiler in there because it felt less impactful and wide reaching than Bell. And I also felt like Bell's interaction points were just more useful. So like, for example, if I had baited out all their interaction and they have 0 bodies on board and like 1 card in hand, and I was able to, like, they use Field Spell for Malice, I just like saved the Bell for the Field Spell, and it worked most of the time. The only downside I would say with Bell, because it negates the activation, and the Field Spell is a activate once per turn. They just like search the other Field Spell and then activate it again. But that's the only downside. So I would say, like, if you're planning on throwing Bell in here, do be careful when you use it. Like, read the card, because it can come back to bite you and like waste the card itself if they have an extender. So otherwise, the hand trap lineup here was really good. 0 complaints. Wouldn't change a thing, honestly, in the list right now, the way the meta is. So that's that. As far as the Kashtira stuff, I mean, I don't think I really need to talk too much about the cash stuff. The cash ratios are pretty standard. Maybe I'll talk about this. The reason why I'm playing 3 Race Off is not because I haven't playset in QCR. That is a good reason, but not the right reason why I'm playing him. It's mainly because I'm not wanting to, like, I don't want to brick, right? So like, I'd rather just up the amount of times I'm at least seeing Unicorn. And Race Off means Unicorn, and if they don't Droll there, Unicorn means Theosis, right? Or Birth, depending on what you have in your hand. And Theosis means Fenrir, and Fenrir means another Unicorn. So like, the amount of advantage you get off of consistently seeing Unicorn is just broken. So I figured, why not try to see Unicorn as much as possible? And it was doing a great job for me there. So now for like hindsight stuff, right? I guess extra side deck I'll go over real quick. Side deck, you might be wondering why I wasn't playing Prelia. I was playing the side here. So side deck, we'll put our shiny boy away. Side deck, I was playing the 3 Prelia. You know, covers more. I think I decided in for Malice more to just mess with them because they do summon from hand a couple times if they want to go full combo. So Prelia was great in the side. Wouldn't consider really changing that up. These cards are insane. Like, going first, this was insane for me all day. I might even consider switching the side deck pattern around to put Dragon's Mind at 3. But like, Tikaboo solos game, especially against Malice, Dragon's Mind, like, if you just sit on Dragon's Mind and Unicorn, honestly, half time you win the game. It's an once per turn, essentially Omni. You pay 2,500 to reset it, right? So yeah, Dragon's Mind, just crazy card. And then I did play 3 Mischief. Mischief was great. It won me games specifically against Mitsu or Ryziel, nothing else. So kind of weird. I guess like, it's good to keep in the side because specifically for that matchup, you win games going first. So at least there's that, you know, at least it's an easy side-in option and you do know if you see it, you're probably winning. So, yeah. And then the mouse cards, right? You guys already know, right? We got the Chaos Hunters and Lancias. Still being a Chaos Hunter, like normally maybe I wouldn't be, maybe these would be Meows if it wasn't Regenesis cash, but because it's Regenesis, the extra 2500 body and the interaction with the free body and discard works really great. So yeah, I'm not, in this list at least, I'm not ever cutting the Chaos Hunter. I think it's just really good for this deck specifically. Also they're QCRs, right? So have to show off the bling. Yeah, so that was the side pattern. Nothing I really would change about it, honestly. I really like the siding pattern. So yeah, there was nothing I didn't like, honestly, about the list. Like, it performed exactly how I expected it to. So again, like I said, Dragon's Mind, maybe consider throwing one more in there and cutting like a Pearlia to 2, maybe. Depends on how much I like it. The Lad, I'll talk about the Lads for a second because I have one in the main, but the Lads were pretty fun to use. It felt bad to just draw the Lad, but when I had a body like a Unicorn in hand and I was able to resolve a Regenesis spell, like, it felt great to have the extra body to like make your board bigger. And then some other cards I was considering was Extrav here and then Super Poly. The reason being, obviously, because you don't touch your extra deck that much, so Extrav would just like free +1 card advantage, right? And then Super Poly, obviously, a really good card, so that's like the other 3 extra deck spots, right? So I know GGY Joe doesn't like playing Mud Dragon, but I think you still should, just to cover all bases against rogue decks. Yeah, Super Poly, just insane card. And Extrav might consider maybe, I don't know what I take out, honestly, because the drawing cards are Pot and Tactics sometimes, a little more diverse. So if I were to mess with the list more, I'd probably take out, I'd probably take Bell out, to be honest, if I were to throw Super Poly in. So maybe I'll mess with that a little bit. Bell felt nice, but maybe it's better to just have Super Poly. The reason why I didn't go with Super Poly was because you have to discard, right? And it takes, you're already low on hand advantage in general, right? But maybe if you just leave a Regenesis in hand, you can use it to your advantage that way. I don't know. So we'll have to do some testing with Super Poly in the future. Could be a good card to throw in. And then Extrav also maybe a good card to throw in. Just free advantage. Plays in a draw a little bit, but, you know, that's the risk you have to take when you're playing that card. So, yeah, Super Poly, maybe in the side, maybe in the main. We'll see. Maybe I'll just side Bell. So, yeah, that is that. That's the deck profile, guys. I guess if you guys want to know more about how it performed, it was just fine, right? Like, sometimes I know somebody was asking how many times I got Pirellia'd. Well, the weird part is like if I didn't have Ash, right, and I got Pirellia'd and my hand was something like, I don't know, maybe like Unicorn. Most of the time it was something like this and draw, like, I don't know. This was kind of my average hand throughout the day. It was like this plus like maybe another, like, I don't know, like this, something like that. Like, that was kind of like my average hand. So pretty good, right? But if I got Pirellia'd in draw phase, I'd be like, that's fine. I just use my first action as Unicorn here. That way, if they hand trap me for like an Ash, then I can at least punish them right away. So I'm okay with giving them a couple draws, even though it does hurt. It's really hard to play around Pirellia with this deck. But you could also, like, depending on your hand, if you get special from deck, you can draw them. That way nobody can draw, like, they don't get advantage off it. There's that you can do, but I prefer to just save draw for their turn and play low to the ground and just give them draws, right? So you get a Unicorn, and you can Unicorn effect. You can bait them for like an Imperm, so it's harder to break your board. And then if they don't Imperm you, obviously you're just going to go probably Birth here, right? So you go Birth. You can activate your Birth. You activate your Wraith Soth. Your Wraith Soth will search you your Fenners, right? And you can normal summon your Fenner, and then just go Fenner effect, search your Unicorn. Again, like, this is assuming they don't Imperm Unicorn. If they Imperm Unicorn, it's whatever. Like, in this case, you have your extender, right? You have your Regenesis spell, but you don't necessarily need it now. So now you can just go Archfiend, reveal, search your Omni, and, you know, have your Omni negate out here, special it out, and then you have Regenesis spell. You just go like full combo here and give them 4 draws, right? And you're honestly probably okay with that if they have 4 draws. So that gives them, what, 8 cards in hand? So if you end on, what is it, 1 card, it sucks, but like, it's whatever. You could go this route. Sometimes I wouldn't even bother putting the Omni out. Like, I just search it, right? Like, I would search the Omni negate, and I just use the spell to search out the big guy, right? I would give them, what is that, 3, maybe 3 draws, like depending if I had like Ogre in hand as well. I would give them 1, 2, 3, 4, and set my Book of Moon. And granted, guys, I know it's a lot of draws, and probably does hurt, right? But there's only so much you can do. But you have to get enough interruption against them to like actually beat them. So again, like I said, depending on what you have in hand, it might be better to just droll them on res and then just put your bodies out on board. But yeah, like what you're putting out essentially is you're giving them 4 draws, but you have a droll, so they can't keep searching. And like if they want to play through a board, they can't keep searching. You're gonna have your Book of Moon and follow up, right? You're gonna have your special back next turn. You're gonna have a Fender that's removal, an extra deck removal, a big body that can't run over, and like a permanent banish from grave. So you have good options, right? Like you're putting out a lot of interruptions. Now the only deck that I would say that you should be scared of if they Prelia you is Malice. If they have the gas, Malice can play through almost anything. So yeah, it's just kind of about what kind of hand they have. So yeah, that was my experience with Prelia specifically. I will say the only time that they fooed and I was like, that's awesome, because I love it. I love when my opponent preemptively fooes, because it feels amazing when you don't have the special deck check at all, right? Or deck, extra deck, like it's great. But like the smart players at the higher tables were fooing correctly, right? When I used code, or the Theosis, right? So if your opponent, like these are the 2 foo targets. So if they fooed on that, I didn't have Ash, it kind of hurt, but at least they were only getting 1 draw, which felt great. And then like if they hand trapped again, so if they go Fua plus something, it's like that's 3 cards down, and I'm not giving another draw, and I had like 3 interruptions. It feels great. So that's a lot of like the card interactions that I ran into. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. You guys know I might be exploring Super Poly soon, but something else I wanted to mention real quick was, let me get this out here. We are going to be cooking, it's kind of an announcement for you guys, but we're going to be cooking with Metal Morph. Yeah, that's right, Metal Morph. I got some really fun stuff to show you guys, I guess, with Metal Morph here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to really be cooking with this deck. It's going to have some spicy stuff in it. Yeah, I think it's going to be able to play through a lot of things, especially since like if you lead with this card, it searches for you, but the card that you search usually can get you a set from deck, which depending on your hand, you'll be able to get at least 2 interruptions out. And I do plan on playing a very heavy hand trap lineup with this deck. So yeah, get ready for Metal Morph. It's going to be a really fun deck to try out at locals, and maybe even a bigger event. Who knows? Like we're going to have some fun with it. So stay tuned. We're not going to be posting for another week probably, but yeah, when we post again, it'll be this deck. So hope you guys are ready for that. Let me know what you guys think about our 29th finish at Salem here. And yeah, ask away any questions and I'll answer them in the comments. So thanks, guys. Neji out.